will be seeing some of the topic of harbor and dock engineering. As some topics we have already conducted on Google Meets link, so we will be just directly fast forward on that kind of topic. I have opened up the slide cell PPT, so it might be some content won't be in your syllabus. Okay, so here see the topics of content in this PPT. First of introduction, then water transportation. This kind of topic we have already covered up by sending you a Google Meets link. Harbor, then classification of harbor, which is wide topics. There are many type of classification of harbor according to based on their functions and construction. Then next one is the accessibility. Another one is size of harbor, site selection for harbor. What factors should be considered if you are planning for construction of a harbor? Then shape of harbor. Then the next one is the harbor depth. Then marine survey. The next one is the harbor planning. Features of harbor, defects in harbor, and the requirements of good harbor. So in this session, we are going to see basic introduction, water transportation, and what is harbor. And the next session we will be covered up the classification of harbor. So let's see the introduction, importance of waterway. As if you comparison with its railway and roadway, and why we need for the place of approach. As you know that water transportation is only possible on sea, river, canals. It is its importance and types. First of is IWT, which is inland water transportation, will be used only on river and canal. The next one is ocean water transportation, as you know, adapted for trades and commerce. There is 75% of Indian trade will be conducted by water transportation, and there is no limitation, and it has high flexibility. Advantages, pros and cons. What are the advantages of water transportation? What will be its disadvantages? Here are mentioned some advantages. Provide means of defense. It is the cheapest mode. Overall development leads to industrial and interstate development. It has high load carrying capacity. It is a cheap motive power required for its working. Both countries separated by ocean and very near. So it connect country to other country by means of the water or the ocean. Now on to the next one. What are the disadvantages? We have seen some advantages here, but there are some also disadvantages of the water transportation, as it is slow in operation and consume more times. It is useful only in water where water is available. You cannot water transportation without any type of water. It may lead to an accident in case of frequent ocean times, or maybe in some tides or storms, tsunami, or any type of natural phenomenon occur. May be chances to you may be lead to accidents. There are more chances of attack of other countries. The fluctuation in water level causes also a rubbing of ships. Some mountainous river and water for etc. It's also a hinder. What is hinder means a disturbance or obstruction in water transportation. Now on to the next one. Sheltered area for loading and unloading of cargo. Harbor. Here we are seeing what is harbor. Harbor is one type of a shelter area. The ship for the loading and unloading of cargo, and the vessels are to be built or repaired or to launch. Here below its definition is given, a proper definition. A harbor can be defined as a basin or haven or roadstead of navigational water, well protected naturally or artificially. It might be naturally or it might be artificial, or it may be semi-natural, means partially naturally and partially man-made, from the action of winds and wave, and is situated along seashore, river estuary, lake or canal connected to sea. As you can see here, the harbor is showing in this picture. Now next is harbor continues to the harbor. Basin, draft. What is basin? What is draft? Basin is a water reservoir of the required area. When the navigational depth of water is a basin greater than draft required for larger ships. If your ship is the largest, you may require the higher depth water reservoir. Now onto the draft. It's a vertical linear emergence of the ship below water surface for the ship to float in a stable condition. Minimum vertical clearance for safe floating is also required for the harbor. Now, classification of harbor. Classification depending upon the protection need. The classification also may be depending upon the utility, and classification also based upon the location. First, classification depending upon the protection need. In protection need, there are three types of classification of harbor. First one is the natural harbor or natural roadstead. Next one is the semi-natural harbor. The next one is the artificial harbor. Natural harbor will be fully naturally available in some type of islands or some area. Semi-natural is one-sided of breakwater. Breakwaters, we have already discussed what is breakwater in our online classes lectures, and in further this classification we will be seeing what is breakwater. It is a protection area required for both arms, like the left hand arm and the right hand arm. There are two types of breakwaters. If the one side of breakwaters is naturally available and other type of breakwater we need to be constructed, then it may become into the semi-natural harbor. Or if we have to construct both breakwaters by ourselves, then it will become into the artificial harbor roadstead. Now we will be seeing fully onto the natural harbor. Natural harbor is an inlet protected from storm and waves by natural configuration of law. Natural harbor affording safe discharge facility of sea coast in form of creeks and basin, like in Bombay and Kanla. This is, as you can see, the pictures is showing the natural harbor. Both backwaters left and right one are natural harbor. We need to be built up breakwaters by ourselves. This one is the Mumbai port. This is the example of natural harbor. This is the Kandla port showing also example of natural harbor. Continuous in the natural roadstead, a deep navigation channel with the protective natural bank or shoal to be seaward is a good example of natural roadsteads. Circumcised natural roadstead. As you can see here, bank or shoal. This is a natural roadstead. Circumcised roads, natural roadstead. Now on to the semi-natural harbor. In our GTU syllabus, we don't need to mention this circumcised natural roadstead or natural roadstead or this one natural roadstead. There are only, you have to describe only three: the natural harbor, semi-natural, and the artificial. In semi-natural harbor, it is protected by sides by the headland and it requires man-made protection only at the entrance. Like for example, Visakhapatnam, where the one side of the breakwaters we will construct and the other one side of the breakwaters is naturally available. So it will be comes into the category of semi-natural harbor. As you can see here, the Visakhapatnam semi-natural harbors. This is the Visakhapatnam semi-natural harbor. full long view. Now, last but the least, the artificial harbor. Harbor having no natural protection, but artificial arrangements are made to protect the harbor from storm and wind. As I have discussed earlier, that we have to create a harbor. There is no any naturally breakwaters available there, so we have to create some protection for the harbor. Area protected from the effect of the wave either by breakwaters or by dredging. You can protect the area either by using the breakwater or by using the dredging. In artificial roadstead created by constructing the breakwater or wall parallel to the coast or in the curved lane from the coast. It is a figure showing that artificial harbor. As you can see, the shoreline harbor is area, breakwater. Both type of breakwaters are man-made, artificially constructed, and the opening area is given by from which the ship can be entered into the harbor's area. So we will be stopping over this session here. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next session.